Look, I'm not a Gen 1er. I'm not one of those people to constantly be like, oh, the original generation was the best, oh, the designs were the best, because I think those people are annoying and wrong and stupid. But, what I will say is I don't think we've ever had a single line that is as good as Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam in terms of names. I'm not talking about the Pokemon, I'm not talking about the designs, I'm talking about the fact that the line literally goes Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam. That is perfect. From Jazwares and their Pokemon line, we have a twofer today. Not only are we going to do the battle feature figure of Alakazam, but we have the battle figure pack that includes a little Abra and a Totodile. I want you to take a guess as to why I paired these two together. That's right, it's because I really like the chompy lizard. But, the thing is, I don't have a Kadabra, so now I'm going to be hunting for that if these figures are good, so let's see if I'm impressed. We'll start off with the two guys first. Getting Abra and Totodile out of the box, these two are pretty solid. Starting with Totodile first, I've had this figure many times at this point, but it's still cute. It's just a little tap dancing Totodile. If you want, you can get him into a running pose, but he doesn't really stand there. It's really meant to be more like he's dancing, and I do like his little expression. It's very cute. That said, I have never had this Abra before, and this Abra I really enjoy. Now, I do have some paint splotch, unfortunately. They're missing black from right here in their hip. But other than that, the sculpting is really solid, and it looks like Abra is kind of surprised or confused, like they just teleported into a really weird situation, they're about to teleport back out. I really like this. No articulation on these guys, they're just static 2-inch figures. But that's kind of the whole game with Jazwares right now. You have the static 2-inch guys, you have around 4-inch tall articulated figures, 5-inch tall gimmick figures, and then you have Trainer Select and Epic Battle figures for either highly articulated figures, that'd be Trainer Select, or huge, bulking figures. That's more the Epic Battle figures. So, I kind of like how their price points are distributed right now. It does give a good sense of scale to Pokemon, and it means that if you just want the small guys, they're always going to be pretty cheap. Now let's take a look at Alakazam. So Alakazam, he is a battle feature figure. As you can see, he's supposed to be able to launch what I guess is supposed to be maybe Psybeam? I'm not entirely sure. On the back you can see, we got more guys. I've already reviewed the Garchomp. Cinderace is probably going to be our next review. And Fernape we'll get to. I haven't gotten to him yet. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what Alakazam is all about. Alakazam kind of surprised me, and it wasn't a great surprise. You see, I was hoping he was going to be somewhat articulated. He's really not. But let's talk about what he is, right? So, the sculpting on this guy is perfect. I think they really captured Alakazam well in 3D. You know, Alakazam is one of the more detailed designs of the first generation, so I think it could be a lot harder getting him than, say, like a Pikachu. But they did manage it. So, he has his 2 spoons. Wonderful. His eyes, unfortunately, are a little misaligned, but you can barely notice it. You had to be looking for it. His mustache is made of a softer material. That's great. It means it's going to be easier to keep that intact. And then the paint on the rest of him is really solid. I don't have any paint splotch I can see. So what this figure does is you wind him back, and he launches. It kind of reminds me of the clothesline action on a lot of my Hasbros. In fact, here, one sec. Not a Hasbro, Mattel Retro, but still. See? Very similar gimmick. Thank you, Cowboy Bob. So, I do like that. I do wish that there was, like, maybe just, like, I don't know, something in this arm just to do a little bit of articulation. But that's fine. So what you're supposed to do, right? Take Alakazam here. Here's his blast. I do like this. It's very simple, but it's this nice kind of chewy, soft plastic, almost somewhat rubbery. It has a really cool pink and purple effect. You have this kind of rippling energy going down it. So, it looks as though you connect it to the wait a minute, no. You connect it to his fist. Maybe more like this. There we go. So you connect it like that, so it should look like this when it's on. Oh, that's actually kind of cool looking. It looks like he's like gathering energy in the spoon. And then we launch. Oh, that launched pretty well, actually. Here, let me get it again. Okay, I had the blast in his hand. I'm going to wind him back, shoot it at the wall. How far does it go? Go! Okay, so it doesn't, like, launch forward. It does hit the ground pretty quickly, but, like, it goes decently far. Like, about a foot and a half. So, yeah, okay. Went across my entire desk. So, yeah. I'll admit, I was actually going to be kind of down on the Alakazam, but the gimmick kind of won me over. That's kind of cool, actually. I gotta say, as is getting increasingly common, I'm really taken with these Jazwares Pokemon figures. When they first started out, I thought they were all just going to be gimmicky garbage. And don't get me wrong, at the very least, these guys, the battle feature figures, they are built around gimmicks, but it's turned out to be a pretty varied toy line. A toy line that's had its disappointments, its ups and its downs, sure, but I'm always kind of impressed, to be honest. And especially in, like, these smaller price point figures, they're consistently well done. I don't know. I know I, for a long time, have said that the wrestling, like, Elite line, WWE Elite, or perhaps even the Hasbro line, are my favorite lines ongoing right now. When I say the Hasbro line, I mean more the sequel series like Hastel and Zombie Sailor. And I'm starting to realize I think Pokemon is up there too, in a very different kind of way. So good on you, Alakazam, Abra, and Totodile. I would recommend all three of you, to be honest. The Alakazam more so than the other two, but especially when you get Abra and Alakazam together, excuse me, Totodile, that just looks like a very happy father and son team.